Okay. Why did they do this?
I think this is obvious. I think this had to be done. Everyone knew that this had to be done because they plan on trading Shea Weber in the near future, and they can only trade him if he's their captain.
Let's do the math, Timmy. 7 of the last 9 Hab captains. 7 of the last 9 have been traded.
Right.
7 of the last 9 Hab captains have walked one day into Centre Bell and been told, you have to go now.
Didn't Mike Keane go like 10 games into a season once? This is, listen, I get it. This is the new transparency that has allowed us to see where they go through their process and how they go through their process. And I guess the only other guy, you're not making Carey Price the captain, although you might trade him too. The only other guy was Brendan Gallagher that you maybe could have selected in the spot. And it was interesting to me after Pacioretty, it was known, was a player's vote to become the captain of the Montreal Canadiens. We found out that it was management's decision to make Shea Weber the captain.
That was one of the more puzzling things I heard today, was when Marc Bergevin said, knowing that it was a management's decision, saying it was an obvious choice to me and obvious to the players. Well, it sounds like it was obvious to you. I don't know how much input all the players had in this. Brendan Gallagher at the golf tournament a couple of weeks ago sounded like he wanted it. He sounded like he was ready for it. And let's be honest, he's going to be the one playing. He's going to be the de facto captain anyway, whether he's wearing the C or the A. He's going to be the one out on the ice. He's going to be the one talking to the officials. He's going to be the one talking first post game. This is now Brendan Gallagher's show in a lot of respects.
Right, and he will wear an A along with Paul Byron.
Correct. Again, stop me if you've heard this before, Tim. I don't know what the Montreal Canadiens are really doing. And this is why I say this. I understand in Montreal you can't not have a captain. It's different there. It's very unique, right? Well, personally, I wouldn't have a captain for this team. I don't think now's the time. Considering the hilarious history recently with this letter, I think the Habs need to take a breath from captains, okay? I understand there's a ceremony with a torch on opening night, and there's a thing that has to happen. Maybe you do that with somebody else this year. Maybe you don't do it at all. The second thing, Shea Weber, at 33 years of age, is already a little like this with the fan base, right? $7.8 million a year, traded Subban for him. He's going to be 40 years old by the end of this contract, and he could barely play now.
Right. When he's played well, though. Like, I don't think there's been a problem with when he is healthy. The problem is when he is healthy, right?
Well, that's part of the problem. The other problem is in this market, as we've seen, when things start going south, the guy who gets it first, who's in uniform, is the captain.
Right.
It won't be Carey Price. This is the best day of Carey Price's career. He could start that $84 million contract, you know. No one was expecting him to get the C anyway. Luongo's last goal he saw to get the C was a bit of a disaster.
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out. I look at his contract, Tim. He's signed through 2026. He's barely playing now. He is going to be a lightning rod for any non-winning this team does, whether he likes it or not, because that's how it works in Montreal. Why you put another thing on top of that, I'm baffled by. I am absolutely baffled by. And for that reason, I don't know why they did this. I really don't.
Oh, we're going to talk about the game 163s. We're also going to talk about the Toronto Blue Jays. And in the back of my mind, in doing my kind of post-mortem reading for the Toronto Blue Jays, I was reading about the futures of Justin Smoke and Kendrys Morales and how it looks like they're locked and loaded to be the veteran leaders of a Toronto Blue Jays team next year. Is that what Shea Weber and Carey Price have been resigned to in Montreal, being the veteran leaders? Or do they have a chance at being something? Because despite the fact that Carey Price hasn't looked himself in the last little while, is there a chance that he is able to find the Carey Price that made him the best goaltender in the world and maybe drag this team somewhere this year, even though they couldn't score or stop people from scoring last year?
There is a chance. Because goaltending is the most important position aside from quarterback in professional sports.
Right.
You can't find a more influential player. You can't find a guy who can single-handedly affect a team more than the guy in the crease. So if Carey Price starts year one of this new 8-year deal in a way that we've seen him in the past, yeah, they can win more games than we think. He can lead. He can mask a lot of deficiencies with this team.
It'd be the deodorant.
The
of
deodorant
squad, yeah.
of the odor of losing, right?
Right.
Acts don't lose at Bell Center by Carey Price. But that's a big ask because we're talking with injuries with Shea Weber here, Timmy.
Yep.
We need to start really having that conversation with Carey Price. And at 31, has gotten hurt 2 of the last 3 years. They've gotten in the toilet after he got hurt both years. And he needs to stay healthy. He needs to stay out there. But can he carry them? Yeah, of course he can.
You're the political pundit in this room.
No.
Especially when Vinny's not here.
Vinny's not here, yeah.
Yeah, our cameraman is the political pundit in here, but he's not here today. So I give the conch to you. Marc Bergevin said this was a perfect day to do it. Was there also a big news day in La Belle Province?
The provincial elections are happening today in Quebec. And 70% of the province votes. And if you look at the polls, let's just say it's going to be a close one tonight, Timmy. It's going to be dominating the news cycle. The Montreal Canadiens, I completely forgot about this stuff. Thank you for telling me.
No problem. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yep.
This is a easy day for the Habs to do this locally. Because a lot of the news attention will be on that election tonight in Quebec. Obviously, this is going to get some play. This is the Montreal Canadiens we're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's a lot softer than it normally would be because this election tonight is going to be everywhere. And in a way, it was a slightly cowardly move, calculated, but slightly cowardly, to do it today. I hate the news dump. I understand why people do it.
That was a little loud.
I think it's soft like porridge. I really do. I think that organization should have let it breathe, but say living.